session being hosted today with NSDL on NSDL Bank. You all must be aware about NSDL, and NSDL is promoted by IDBI, Unit Trust of India, and NSE. In the year 2015, when RBI issued circular for starting payment bank, NSDL also applied for a payment bank and commenced its operation on 29th of October 2018. Payment bank provides a range of services such as acceptance of demand deposit and remittance of funds, and provides a host of other services. Just repeating the activities of NSDL. NSDL is the first and the largest depository. NSDL is the phase of NSDL Payment Bank, which enables you to perform quick, smooth, and secure transactions. NSDL provides accessibility to millions of investors through its wide range of business and stands true to its commitment, technology, trust, and reach. NSDL is a depository, runs PAN card issuance tax information network, National Skill Registry, Aadhaar Enrollment Key Registry, National Issuance Repository, National Payment Platform, and NSDL Payment Gateway. NSDL Payment Bank provides facilities of savings bank account, current account, domestic transfer facilities, and BSBD accounts. To know more on the NSDL Payment Gateway and how it is going to be useful and beneficial to stockbroker and market intermediaries, we have with us today Shri Ashutosh Singh, CEO NSDL Payment Bank, and Shri Prashant Vagar, Senior Vice President NSDL, to speak on the subject. Before I request Mr. Prashant Vagar to speak, may I introduce you to Mr. Prashant Vagar. He is the Vice President at NSDL. He heads the Business Development and Products Department in NSDL. He has over 22 years of experience in capital market. Mr. Vagal has been associated with NSDL for 21 years now and handles various activities, business development, participant, and clearing corporation interface, new product development, settlements, training, etc. With this brief introduction of Mr. Prashant Vagar, may I request him to please address our webinar guests. Mr. Prashant Vagar, over to you. Mr. Prashant Vagar? Can we have Mr. Prashant Vagar to speak? Hello? Yeah. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Sorry, there was some connectivity problem. So, good evening, everyone. I hope I am audible. We take this opportunity to express our sincere thanks to ANMI for giving us an opportunity to brief about an innovative venture of NSDL, that is nothing but the NSDL Payments Bank. As Mr. Maheshwari has mentioned, since last 23 years, NSDL is pioneer into the various financial services product, and the backbone of all the things was nothing but the technology integration. And any integration what we have started, we have given the preference to the technology whereby we can progress further. So from the day one, reducing the time, reducing the speed, reducing the efforts required, that is what our agenda. In fact, many of you must be hearing in the newspaper that SEBI is now thinking about the T plus settlement cycle in India. And perhaps we are the rightly posed for this activity, knowing that NSDL is handling the demat settlement since last 23 years. And it was because of NSDL only we were able to introduce the rolling cycle from T plus 5 to T plus 3 and T plus 2. And perhaps we don't know T plus 1 will be the future what we will be looking for. In fact, when we were talking in some of the forums with the SEBI, and what we observe is that India migrated to T plus 2 settlement almost 15 years back. And today, till few years back, there were many countries, including USA, we were talking about the T plus 3 settlement cycle. But now most of the countries has migrated to T plus 2. And now it's a time that moving to the T plus 2, everybody has started thinking of T plus 1. So what we did 15 years back in India, many countries have just done 2-3 years back, but they are not stopping here. The way we took it 15 years, because we thought why there is a need, there was a need, whether any demand, there are the API clients, how will you book the forex, and all these things come in the mind. But now it's the time to innovate, and keeping that motto in the mind, NSDL also has ensured over the period of time various innovative products and has been launched. One of them is the NSDL Payment Bank, and it's a different company regulated by RBI. So we will hear more as and when Ashutosh, the CEO of the company, will talk about that. I thought anyhow there is a separate presentation on the NSDL Payment Bank, so I will not spend much time on talking about that. But as I mentioned that NSDL as an entity has over the period has taken efforts to do towards the digitalization, and that is what has been showcased when we launched the margin pledge facility 2 months back. And today it is a very stable activity. Close to 2 crore instructions has been received, and many of them has been processed subsequent to getting a confirmation from the client. Knowing that the SEBI has taken a lot of efforts in digitalization of the account opening process, and as we know, in April 2020, there was a guideline by SEBI how the technology can be used for the eKYC and opening of the demat account. Then in the August 2020, there was a FAQ issued whereby it was mentioned about the more clarity about the circular issued by SEBI. Recently, we have launched another process which is known as the API for demat account opening. Now, many of you are offering online account opening. So the customer come to your portal, he requests for opening a broking demat account. The necessary attributes and characteristics which are required for opening broking and demat account are being captured by the investor on your portal. And then you download that data through API to your back office. Then you prepare the file, upload in the depository system, download the response, take it into back office. So we have digitalized all this process. Moment customer come on your portal, open the broking and demat account, and moment he does the e-sign through the API, we will take the data into the NSDL central depository system and the demat account will get open. So moment customer click on e-sign completion button, within 35 seconds, the demat account will get activated in NSDL. So in simple word, the customer is enabled within a few minutes to apply for the IPO, to apply for the subscription, to go for the NFOs. So all the primary market related activities and the secondary market activity in terms of the mutual fund subscription can be done. They can go to the portals of the various AMCs and apply for their demat account for the subscription purpose. So in simple word, we have gone to the one step ahead where the opening of demat account has become also like an activity where very few seconds it will take. So what we are looking for? We are looking for a complete digitalization journey at the time of opening of the demat account, at the time of executing the transaction. You all know there is a concept like a speedy where most of the brokers come fulfill their paying obligation. So in this whole process, what is the need of the time is when the account opening is digital, it is happening with a click of the button, transactions are executed through the speedy and NSDL mobile app. Only the thing which is essential at this stage is how the funding can be done. Because for the capital market, there are two sides. One is the securities, one is the bank account and the saving account. So today the NSDL is here for that to give you the idea, because Depository activities all are digitalized. So it has to be supported with a bank function. It has to be supported with the digital transaction process for the money transaction. And it is a very essential at this stage, because when we look at the whole process, today the many people prefer the concept like a ASBA in a bank account, because the money remains with them, they earn the interest on them, they are able to see it as their bank balance, and the comfort that my money has not gone to anybody, and it will only go when the trade will happen. So that is the beauty of the 3-in-1. What is that the many bank-based brokers are offering. So now we are here with the NSDL Payment Bank, where we will try to offer the similar product to all of you. And that's the reason today's the journey of NSDL Payment Bank, we call it as a Jiffy, will give you the glimpse and the summary of what we are looking for. And it is not that it is only the concept which is on the paper. Ashutosh will talk about more. There are many brokers who have already started using our penny drop facility, and thousands of instructions like for the penny drops are happening on a daily basis. So knowing that at 5:30 there is another session scheduled, without taking much of the time, I will conclude this presentation. And once again, thanks ANMI for giving us an opportunity. And we will give a commitment that henceforth in many more such events will be organized as a part of a knowledge series session. And I am happy that every time when we come in such a session, whether the duration is a small or a long, we always have a new product on our plate. And that is what the beauty of NSDL, that they never stop for the digitalization, and many more such a products are in the pipeline. We will come in the future also, but definitely today is the time for payment bank. So without taking much of time, I will now request the next presentation to be commenced. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prashant ji. eKYC is online and supporting the digitalization journey with NSDL Payment Gateway, Payment Bank Jiffy. I would request Mr. Ashutosh Singh to speak on NSDL Payment Bank. And before I request Mr. Ashutosh Singh to speak, I'll give a brief introduction of Mr. Ashutosh Singh. He is the CEO of NSDL Payment Bank and is a successful finance leader who comes with close to 2 decades of experience in financial service industry in broking and banking, spanning organizations such as Kotak, Motilal Oswal, Axis, and now with NSDL Payment Bank. He is a triple postgraduate, a chartered accountant, a MBA, and an MCom. He has a wealth of experience in starting business and taking them to market leadership positions. With this brief introduction of Mr. Ashutosh Singh, may I request Mr. Ashutosh Singh to take over and to address our webinar guests. Mr. Ashutosh Singh.
Yes, sir. So first, a quick check. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So firstly, thank you, Maheshwari ji. Thank you, Raghavendra ji, for giving us this opportunity, this platform, where we can showcase how we have spent the last few months trying to make a product that the broking community finds very compelling. In fact, the development that has happened on the product side mostly is a result of the continuous dialogue and engagement that the entire team has been having with the broker community across the length and breadth of the country. I'm sure, as the presentation goes on, it will only bear out that most of the products that we have made today will find a lot of resonance, especially given the fact that you already have so many new rules that have come into being. So September obviously was margin and pledge rules. October, the peak margin rules have also got implemented, and from December, I think there will be the penalties for short margin on pre-peak intraday will also actually come into being. So, given the background, I think what we have developed today is a product that you should find very useful to take to your customers. This overall, in gist, this essentially is going to be an offering which will obviously from the customer standpoint be extremely compelling, whether you talk about the fact that the savings bank account that we are offering to the customers from the point of view of the rate of interest that we offer, from the point of view that it is a zero balance account, So the customer does not have any load actually to think about when he has to open a new bank account. And also the fact that it comes from the capital market player. So you will see all these benefits as I move in the presentation. And from the broker community standpoint also, there is obviously the opportunity to broad base your revenue base, to broad base your product offering, increase the opportunities of engaging with your customers in a more meaningful and deeper way. So without wasting any more time, given the paucity of time, I think we'll straight away dive into the presentation. I would obviously want this to be very interactive, so I'll do my level best. So usually I take about 40 minutes to do the presentation, but given the fact that we have a limited time, I will obviously rush through the presentation, spend time only on some of the slides that I want to emphasize on, and I would want at least to have 15-20 minutes of Q&A, because that's what I came here for, to basically hear from you and seek feedback on what do you think about this product offering, and then so that we can always go back to the drawing board and we can keep improving the product so that it makes a lot more sense for you to offer it to your customers. So the first slide essentially is only about how we perceive, and this is again through feedback that we've got from the broking community. So these are, so on the top section, we're trying to show some of the advantages that standalone brokers have traditionally enjoyed. And the down section essentially talks about some of the efficiencies that we can bring about. So these are areas that we have tried to address through our offering. How do we make the DP charge recovery process a lot more seamless, a lot easier for you? How do we essentially eliminate the fund transfer charges? So some of you who are already offering online trading, you would know that each time there's a fund transfer that happens on the payment gateway, there is a charge that either the customer pays or you pick up the tab on behalf of the customer. So through an arrangement like this, how do we eliminate all that? And also, how do we actually make the transaction very seamless from the customer standpoint? So he doesn't have to go through the multiple hops when he's trading online, or he doesn't have to go through the very clunky process of adding you as a beneficiary in his bank account by getting details of your bank account, getting details of your IFSC code. So, through this tightly coupled journey that we have evolved, the customer doesn't have to go through any of these inconveniences, yet at the same time, he retains security and safety in the way he carries out transactions. And obviously, there are a whole lot of cost efficiencies and benefits from the broker standpoint and also from the customer standpoint. Sunil, can we move to the next one? So, these are some of the things that, again, we'll talk about in detail in the subsequent slides. So essentially, if I were to simply put it from the broker standpoint, there are attractive commercials. There is revenue to be made across a whole range of products that you will be eligible to sell once you partner with the bank. There is obviously cost savings that you will realize because there is power of attorney that you were earlier collecting. So I think there is a growing consensus in the broking community, and I think more than me, you would agree that a power of attorney arrangement is going to be very shortly a thing of the past. So how do we prepare for the future where you will not have power of attorney for even the demat account, and needless to say, power of attorney even for bank account will become a thing of the past. So how do we operate in that environment and still bring about cost savings for our broker partners? How do we make the whole process of charges recovery a lot more seamless for you, as opposed to how you're doing it today? So today, the only way to recover charges is basically you're expecting the customer to either transfer the money through an IMPS transfer, NEFT transfer into your bank account, or whenever the customer trades, he's transferring money through a payment gateway arrangement. If let's say you've enabled online trading, or otherwise also through a link-based collection mechanism. So these are all very traditional ways, archaic ways of collecting money. We have tried to make the whole process of charges collection also a lot more modern, a lot more seamless, and a lot more cost-effective. And obviously, trading in a click. So as opposed to going through those multiple hops on the even with Zerodha or any of these online players, the customer is required to go through multiple hops. So how by tying up with us, you reduce those hops and you make trading experience also very seamless from the customer standpoint. Next one. Yeah. So, sir, this is, I think, a very compelling slide. This is very important because while I think, I will always have enough opportunities of trying to convince why you, the DP or the broker, should tie up with me. We may not have enough opportunities of actually trying to convince the end customer. So this slide is from the end customer standpoint. How do you or your employees, your dealers, your relationship managers, your salespeople go to the customer and convince him to open a bank account with NSDL so that he enjoys the integrated experience of a 3-in-1 play. So to me, the topmost reasons that come to mind from a customer standpoint. One is obviously we are NSDL, so the name itself inspires a lot of confidence. So in the wake of what has recently happened in some of the private banking space, I think the customers will know that this is more or less a quasi-government entity, at least that's the perception. So opening an account in a sturdy, stable organization is half the battle won, especially given the risks involved and given what we've seen in this space in the recent few months and years. So at least that is taken care of. The other is we, even in terms of the package, our mobile banking app, the way we have put a lot of focus on trying to make the app very convenient, very user-friendly. You can use our app just like you use a ICICI bank app or any other bank app, HDFC Access. You can do all those things even from our mobile banking app. You can move funds through IMPS, NEFT. You can make bill payments, electricity bill, gas bills. You can do mobile payments, mobile recharges. You can purchase mutual funds, insurance. And whenever a customer does any of this, there is going to be revenue sharing, obviously. And I also offer the flexibility. If, let's say, you already have a very strong third-party distribution setup and you ask me to turn off the mutual fund and insurance piece, I'm okay with giving you modular solutions. And in my mobile banking app, I'll disable those features as well. So anyways, coming to the point of what is in it for the customer. So one, obviously, like I said, he's opening an account with a very sturdy, very stable name, NSDL. The other is it's a zero balance account. So all of us, the first question we'll get asked is, "Arey yaar, naya bank account, वापस एक 10,000 का EQB maintain करो, इसमें नहीं करना है." So any customer who comes from the DP partner, to these customers, we are offering a zero balance account. So the customer doesn't really have to bother about having any AQB headaches in his mind. So at least that psychological challenge we have already crossed. Second most important point, at a time where all the banks have mostly dropped their interest rate to 3% and sub 3%, our interest rate is still 4%. So you have the stability of NSDL name, you have a zero balance account, so there is nothing to worry on penalties. You also have a very attractive rate of interest of 4%. At a time when most banks, even the big ones, like ICICI, HDFC are 3 and sub 3, SBI is already 2.75. Even the new age payment banks like Paytm, Fino, they've also dropped it to sub 3 levels. So our interest rates are also compelling. But the most compelling advantage, while you may not see an immediate financial implication here, but the most compelling advantage to my mind is the fact that the bank is having a capital market legacy, a capital market strength, which means at the end of the year, when the customer needs to give out a statement to his chartered accountant to file returns, our statement is going to be very intuitive. He can actually select broking, and only the last 12 months broking transactions will show up. He can take a printout of that. He can give it to his chartered accountant. And at the time of filing the returns, it'll become very simple. So unlike most banks, where when you read through the statements, all you see is a UTR number, transaction reference number. You really cannot make a head or tail of that. In our case, you will see statement which is very elaborate, which is very intuitive. And in fact, it's a statement that the customer decides what he wants to write in the particular narration. So I think that is our biggest advantage. So I talked about 4 advantages from the customer standpoint: the stability and sturdiness of NSDL, the 4% interest rate that we offer, the zero balance account that we are offering today for customers that come from the DP partners, and obviously the fourth one, the most compelling one, is the simplicity of taking a printout, of his 12-month statement, giving to his chartered accountant at the end of the year, so that filing of returns also becomes extremely simple. Next one. So again, I mean, account opening. So there are two legs to this. One is, how do you onboard the customers? To onboard the customers, again, we have modular solutions. If let's say you are already live on an online onboarding journey, digital onboarding journey, then we can just do API integration with you. And at the end of your journey, when the customer has opened his demat and trading account, with 2 clicks in less than 2 minutes and a few drop downs. In fact, we'll go through that journey also. It takes actually less than 2 minutes. You will see it in the next slide. In less than 2 minutes, we will set up his bank account also, along with your demat and trading account. Whatever time your demat trading account takes, we will take an additional 90 seconds, and we will set up his savings bank account also. Second way of opening the bank account is, we will provide an assisted app. So your dealers, your sales people, on their mobile bank, on their mobile, they'll have an app, NSDL Bank app, through which they will be also able to open a savings bank account for your customers. And that journey takes about 5 to 6 minutes, where it is a standalone savings bank account opening journey, right? So these are ways. And third way of opening the account, you can just share the link, or you can ask the customer to go to App Store or Google Play, download my mobile banking app and open his account. And after he's opened his account, he can share the details with you, which you can then link with the demat and trading account, so that the integrated 3-in-1 flow is set up. So just very quickly to repeat, 3 ways of account opening. One is through APIs. If you are already enabled on online account opening, I will integrate my APIs with you, so the customer continues his journey and opens his online account, 3-in-1 account in the same journey. The other is the assisted app, where I will give the app to your relationship manager, your salespeople. They will go to the customer and get the savings bank account opened in a matter of 5 to 6 minutes. And third is where you just ask the customer to download our app from Google Play or App Store, open the account, share the bank account details with you, so that you can do the linking. We'll give you a portal for your back office guys. There is going to be a portal. So your operations people can use the portal to link his demat, trading, and savings bank account. So these are the 3 ways of opening the bank account. Can we go to the next one? Okay, so this is just to give you an example. So this is a journey that we are already working with some of the big digital players, online players in the country. So essentially, the online journey gets over with the broker. As a broker, you've obviously done through a KRA, you've done his KYC, you've asked a customer to upload his bank account details. So usne HDFC, ICICI existing bank account details already journey mein upload kar diye honge. And at the last step, you're asking the customers to upload a few more documents like PAN card and all that. So in that journey, through penny drop, आपने उनका demat or trading account खोल दिया है using his existing bank account, which could be any other bank. At the end of the journey, I will just show one slide which will talk about the advantages of customer opening a new bank account with NSDL, right? जो हमने 4 advantages की बात की, वो customer को भी दिखा देंगे. And any customer who's interested in opening the bank account, he will click on proceed to open the bank account. The next page opens up through APIs. All these details that you see on the next 2 sections of the page are already pre-filled. The customer does not put anything here. He just clicks on I agree to terms and conditions at the bottom of the middle screen, and he clicks on proceed to complete KYC. The moment he clicks on proceed to complete KYC, you see the 3rd segment of the screen where he just puts in his Aadhaar number, says submit, he puts his OTP, and all these details again are pre-populated. They are fetched from Aadhaar and shown to the customer. So the customer till now has only put his Aadhaar number and clicked on submit and put his OTP. 1 Aadhaar, 1 OTP. These details again are pre-populated. In the middle screen, there are 2 drop downs he has to select from. One is उनकी occupation क्या है और उनका income range क्या है. Occupation और income range क्यों ले रहे हैं? क्योंकि सेबी और आरबीआई में वो अलाइनमेंट नहीं है, क्योंकि ऑक्यूपेशन और इनकम आप भी ले रहे हो, बट जो बकेटिंग आप पे की है, ये ऑक्यूपेशन जो आपने दिखाए हैं वो थोड़े अलग हैं आरबीआई के रिक्वायरमेंट्स में, इसलिए 2 ड्रॉप डाउन उनको सिलेक्ट करना पड़ रहा है कस्टमर को. और ये करने के बाद गो टू द नेक्स्ट वन सुनील. लास्ट स्टेप पे हम आ गए हैं जहां पे कस्टमर ई साइन कर रहा है. सो अगेन अपना आधार नंबर डाल रहा है और ओटीपी डाल रहा है. and his journey is done. Last screen में आपको दिख रहा है account open हो गया, उनको पूरी details आ गई, and he can immediately fund this account and start trading. In the online journey, the linking, the demat trading and savings bank linking will happen instantaneously, right? So in this entire online journey, customer ने 2 बार आधार नंबर डाला, 2 बार OTP डाला और 2 ड्रॉप डाउन से सिलेक्शन किया. So that's it. So I think when I said 90 seconds, I meant it. It will not take more than 90 seconds. And if your connection is slow, it might take about 2 minutes. So with this, the online account opening journey is done and the customer can start trading using a bank account. Now let's look at the trading journey, and this is where you'll be really interested in. So यहाँ पे भी हमने बहुत ही modular solutions बनाए हैं. Depending upon your preference, you can decide आपको customers को होल्ड वाला ऑप्शन देना है, जैसे बैंक नेट ब्रोकर्स देते हैं, जहां पे कस्टमर ने होल्ड मार्क कर दिया, हमने आपको सक्सेस दे दिया, आपने मार्जिन उसको दे दी और वो ट्रेड कर पाएगा. सेकंड ऑप्शन इज वो एक्चुअली फंड ट्रांसफर कर रहा है. और थर्ड ऑप्शन, एंड दिस इज अ रेवोल्यूशनरी प्रोडक्ट, नो बैंक इन द कंट्री, आई रिपीट, नो बैंक इन द कंट्री हैज इट टुडे, where we are allowing the customer to set an auto pay. It works like a power of attorney without being a power of attorney. So उसमें कोई कॉस्ट नहीं है और सिक्योरिटी कस्टमर की नजरों में बहुत ज्यादा है, क्योंकि ही सेटिंग अप एन ऑटो पे इन योर फेवर फॉर अ क्यूमुलेटिव अमाउंट एंड फॉर अ क्यूमुलेटिव पीरियड ऑफ 90 days मैक्सिमम. ठीक है, तो इसके ऊपर भी चर्चा करेंगे अगले स्लाइड्स में. तो ये 3 चीजें हमने की हैं. और जस्ट टू वेरी ब्रीफली टेल यू, आगे जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल, लेट्स टेक द एग्जांपल ऑफ एनी ऑनलाइन प्लेयर. अगर कस्टमर ऑनलाइन ब्रोकर के पास जाके ट्रेड करता है तो एक ही तरीका होता है, वो कस्टमर के वो ब्रोकर के ट्रेडिंग सेक्शन में है. ट्रेडिंग सेक्शन में फंड ट्रांसफर करने के लिए कस्टमर को फंड ट्रांसफर दबाना है. फंड ट्रांसफर दबाने के बाद पेमेंट गेटवे पेज आता है. पेमेंट गेटवे पेज के बाद नेट बैंकिंग पेज आती है. नेट बैंकिंग पेज में वो अपने नेट बैंकिंग क्रेडेंशियल्स डाल के ऑथेंटिकेट करता है और उसी जर्नी से वापस आपको सक्सेस मैसेज आता है और ये जर्नी कंप्लीट होती है और आपको सक्सेस पैसा तो अगले दिन आता है, राइट? तो इसमें मल्टीपल हॉप्स हैं, यानी ब्रोकर पेज से पेमेंट गेटवे पेज, पेमेंट गेटवे पेज से नेट बैंकिंग पेज एंड ऑल द वे बैक. सो मोर फेलियर पॉइंट्स. ईच टाइम अ ट्रांजैक्शन लाइक दिस हैपेंस, देयर इज द कॉस्ट ऑफ 7 rupees to 10 rupees फंड ट्रांसफर का चार्जेस. और तीसरा, ब्रोकर को पैसे मिलते हैं अगले दिन, T+1 इवनिंग. इन सम बैंक्स, some payment gateways offer it on the same day evening, but most cases you get it on T+1 evening. तो ये सब डिसएडवांटेजेस हैं आज मौजूदा हाल में. जो ब्रोकर्स आज ये ऑनलाइन प्ले ऑफर करते हैं, वहां पे ये जर्नी चलती है. इन आवर केस, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इट्स अ टाइटली कपल्ड जर्नी. तो एक क्लिक में, एक एमपिन में पैसा मूव हो रहा है, पैसा इंस्टेंटली मूव हो रहा है और कोई चार्जेस लग रहे नहीं है. तो तीनों जो डिसएडवांटेजेस हैं वो यहाँ पे खत्म हो जाते हैं in our journey. So that's one way of doing the journey. Second is, the customer can come onto my mobile banking app and his account is already linked. उसको एक सेक्शन में जाना है, 3-in-1 सेक्शन में जाना है. 3-in-1 सेक्शन में जाके आपका सिलेक्ट करेगा, फंड डिसाइड करेगा 50,000 ट्रांसफर करना है, and one click the money moves to you. He doesn't have to know your bank account details. आज मौजूदा हाल में अगर उसको बैंक अकाउंट से पैसे ट्रांसफर करने हैं तो नेसेसरीली ही नीड्स टू नो योर IFSC, ही नीड्स टू नो योर बैंक अकाउंट डिटेल्स, ओनली देन कैन ही ट्रांसफर फंड्स. In this case, he does not need to know anything, and we are the only bank that is again set up this kind of a journey. तो हमारे यहाँ से कस्टमर 3 तरीके से पैसे ट्रांसफर कर सकता है, और ट्रेडिशनली पैसे ट्रांसफर करने का सिर्फ एक तरीका है जो मैंने आपको बताया, पेमेंट गेटवे वाला. और दूसरा ऑब्वियसली वेरी ट्रेडिशनल, अ ब्रोकन जर्नी वेयर ही टेक्स द डिटेल्स फ्रॉम यू एंड ट्रांसफर द मनी. यहाँ पे हमारे मोबाइल बैंकिंग ऐप में 1 click अमाउंट डाल के ट्रांसफर कर सकता है विदाउट नोइंग योर बैंक अकाउंट डिटेल्स. तीसरा, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंटली फ्रॉम योर स्टैंड पॉइंट, अगर मैं आपका डीलर हूं और आप मेरे कस्टमर हो, मैंने आपसे बात की और लेट्स से आई वांट टू मूव 2 lakh rupees, मैं अपने जो बैंक का मैंने पोर्टल जो ब्रोकर्स को दिया है, तो उस बैंक पोर्टल पे लॉगिन करूंगा, यानी डीलर या ऑपरेशन वाला बंदा ब्रोकर का लॉगिन करेगा, कस्टमर के आईडी के सामने अमाउंट डालेगा और वो फंड ट्रांसफर पे क्लिक करेगा. यानी द डीलर कैन रिक्वेस्ट फॉर द फंड ट्रांसफर. कस्टमर को एक नोटिफिकेशन जाएगा उसके ऐप पे कि योर ब्रोकर XYZ सिक्योरिटीज हैज रिक्वेस्टेड फॉर अ फंड ट्रांसफर ऑफ 2 lakh rupees. कस्टमर को सिर्फ एंड ओनली अपना एमपिन डाल के पैसा मूव करना है. तो कस्टमर के एंड पे उसको कुछ मेहनत नहीं करनी है, सब नरेशन आपका डीलर ही डाल रहा है. कस्टमर, बट सिक्योरिटी कस्टमर के पास है, क्योंकि कस्टमर जब तक एमपिन डाल के ऑथराइज करता नहीं है वो पैसा मूव होता नहीं है. तो इन तीनों जर्नी में चाहे डीलर आपका इनिशिएट करे, चाहे कस्टमर आपके पोर्टल पे आके इनिशिएट करे, या कस्टमर चाहे हमारे मोबाइल बैंकिंग पे इनिशिएट करे। पहली बात, बाकी ब्रोकर्स में ये एक ही जर्नी होती है ऑनलाइन ब्रोकर्स में, जहां पे जैसे मैंने कहा नेट बैंकिंग के थ्रू होती है। हमारे केस में तीनों जर्नी में पैसे इमीडिएटली आपको मिल जाते हैं और 1 रुपए का भी फंड ट्रांसफर चार्जेस नहीं है जो बाकी जगह लगता है। तो ये 3 है। एंड चौथा ऑब्वियसली ऑटो पे। सो ऑटो पे ऑब्वियसली आई विल डिस्कस अबाउट ऑटो पे व्हेन वी कम टू दैट स्लाइड। सो सुनील, कैन वी गो टू द नेक्स्ट वन? वी आर एट 5:10। ओके, गो टू द नेक्स्ट वन। तो एक तरीका है जिससे मैं कह रहा था कि अगर आप कस्टमर हो, आप बैंकिंग ऐप में आ गए, तो अगर आप आज आईसीआईसीआई एक्सिस के साथ भी ट्रेड करते हो, तो आप एक्सिस बैंक के मोबाइल ऐप पे जाके ट्रांसफर नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि वो लिंकिंग नहीं होती है। ठीक है, उसको नेसेसरीली एक्सिस सिक्योरिटीज के ऐप में जाना होता है और एक्सिस सिक्योरिटी से फंड ट्रांसफर रिक्वेस्ट करता है। यहाँ पे अगर आप देखोगे तो हमने लिंक्ड ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट का ऑप्शन दिया है। आप स्क्रीन पे अपने लेफ्ट में देखिए, कस्टमर ने लिंक ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट पे क्लिक किया, and these are real journeys, these are live journeys. So this is a development we've done in the last 6 months to make our product extremely compelling, very unique. No one in the country offers these journeys today. यहाँ पे उसने क्लिक किया लिंक ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट पे, आपका डिटेल्स आ गया, ब्रोकर का डिटेल्स आ गया, एलोकेट फंड पे क्लिक किया, अमाउंट डाला। नेक्स्ट स्क्रीन पे आप देखेंगे अमाउंट डालेगा, अपना नरेशन डालेगा। कैन यू गो बैक, फिल जस्ट शो द नरेशन। खुद का नरेशन डाल रहा है, 100 शेयर्स ऑफ रिलायंस के लिए उसको ट्रांसफर करना है। उसने अपना नरेशन सिलेक्ट किया और वो प्रोसीड करेगा। बट सुनील जस्ट वेट। अगर आप यहाँ पे देखेंगे ना, लिंक ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट सेक्शन में लास्ट ट्रांजैक्शन में आपको दिखा रहा हूँ, वो सिर्फ आपके ब्रोकर ट्रांजैक्शंस है। सो दीज आर ओनली ब्रोकर ट्रांजैक्शंस। सो व्हाइल ऑन द मेन मोबाइल बैंकिंग ऐप ही विल सी ऑल द ट्रांजैक्शंस जो हमारे बैंकिंग ऐप में होते हैं। इस सेक्शन में उसको सिर्फ और सिर्फ जो ब्रोकर के साथ उसने ट्रांजैक्शन किए हैं वही दिखेंगे। So this is again a very unique feature which no one offers today. तो आप खाली इस सेक्शन में आके अपने लास्ट 12 मंथ्स का स्टेटमेंट निकाल के अपने सीए को दे सकते हो, और हर नरेशन यहाँ पे जो आपको दिख रहा है वो कस्टमर खुद डाल रहा है। तो यहाँ पे कोई रेफरेंस नंबर, यूटीआर नंबर, ऐसे कोई वेग टर्म्स नहीं आएंगे। जो कस्टमर को डालना है नरेशन वो डालेगा, ताकि बाद में 12 महीने के बाद जब वो स्टेटमेंट निकाल रहा है तो कोई कंफ्यूजन ना रहे। गो टू द नेक्स्ट वन सुनील। अमाउंट डाला, कंफर्म किया, यहाँ पे आ गया डिटेल्स, और एमपिन डाला, इमीडिएटली द मनी मूव्स। क्लाइंट का अकाउंट डेबिट हुआ, आपका अकाउंट क्रेडिट हुआ, क्योंकि आपका करंट अकाउंट भी हम अपने पास खोल रहे हैं। तो ये पैसा इमीडिएटली मूव हो जाता है एंड यू ऑब्वियसली अपडेट द मार्जिन इन हिज लेजर एंड द कस्टमर कैन टेक पोजीशंस। तो एडवांटेज क्या हुआ, अनलाइक द पेमेंट गेटवे मैकेनिज्म जहां पे आपको पैसा 1 दिन के बाद आ रहा है, यहाँ पे आपको पैसा उसी समय आ रहा है, राइट, एंड चार्जेस नहीं है। सो दिस इज वन वे, हमारे मोबाइल बैंकिंग ऐप पे आके कस्टमर ट्रांसफर कर रहा है। दिस वाज द वन वे ऑफ ट्रांसफरिंग मनी। गो टू द नेक्स्ट वन। अब समझ लीजिए आपकी ऑनलाइन ट्रेडिंग जर्नी खुद की है, तो आपके प्लेटफॉर्म पे वो पैसा ट्रांसफर कैसे कर सकता है, लेट्स सी दैट। ठीक है, तो ये आपके पेज पे है। लेट्स से यू ऑलरेडी हैव अ ट्रेडिंग जर्नी। आपके पेज पे उसने करंट बैलेंस दिखा दिया। अगर आप देखेंगे यहाँ पे 2 बैंक अकाउंट डिटेल्स दिख रहे हैं। ये 2 बैंक अकाउंट डिटेल्स क्यों दिख रहे हैं, क्योंकि जैसे हमने कहा, जब पहले आपने डीमैट ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट जर्नी की थी कस्टमर की, तो उसने अपना एग्जिस्टिंग बैंक अकाउंट लिंक कर दिया है। इसका एडवांटेज ये है कि एज अ ब्रोकर आपके पास हमेशा कस्टमर के 2 बैंक अकाउंट रहेंगे। एक जो उसका एग्जिस्टिंग बैंक अकाउंट होगा, जहां पे वो मोस्टली प्राइमरी बैंक अकाउंट होगा वो, और दूसरा एनएसडीएल का बैंक अकाउंट, जिसकी एडवांटेजेस हम दिखा के उसका एट द एंड ऑफ द जर्नी दूसरा बैंक अकाउंट भी खोल रहे हैं। तो दोनों बैंक अकाउंट को दिखा देंगे। एंड लेट्स से ही क्लिक्स ऑन जिफी। जिफी ट्रांसफर इज बेसिकली एनएसडीएल बैंक वाला। यहाँ पे क्लिक किया, अमाउंट उसने पहले डाल दिया है, क्लिक किया, एमपिन डाला और पैसा सीधा आपके पास मूव हो गया। तो ये वाली जो जर्नी मैं आपको दिखा रहा हूँ, ट्रेडिशनली वेदर यू गो टू अ जीरोधा, अपस्टॉक्स और एनी अदर ऑनलाइन ब्रोकर, ये जर्नी में क्या होता है, टिपिकली पेमेंट यहाँ से पेमेंट गेटवे पेज में जाता है, पेमेंट गेटवे से नेट बैंकिंग में जाता है, जहां पे उसको अपने क्रेडेंशियल्स डालने होते हैं, एंड देन अगेन ऑल द वे बैक। तो मल्टीपल हॉप्स होती हैं। अपने जर्नी में वो नहीं है। अपने जर्नी में उसने पैसा डाला, कंटिन्यू किया, खाली एमपिन डालना है उसको और सीधा पैसा मूव हो गया, राइट। तो वो जर्नी में भी वैसे T+1 में आता है। हर ट्रांसफर पे 10 रुपया देना होता है। यहाँ पे ना T+1 ना 10 रुपया, यहाँ पे सेम इंस्टेंस पे पैसा आ रहा है और कोई चार्जेस नहीं है। गो टू नेक्स्ट वन। सो दिस इज द सेकंड वे ऑफ ट्रांसफरिंग फंड्स। हमने पहले देखा कि कस्टमर ने मोबाइल बैंकिंग ऐप में आके ट्रांसफर किया, हमारे बैंक के मोबाइल बैंकिंग में ऐप में, और दूसरा हमने देखा कि आपके पोर्टल से कस्टमर ने फंड्स ट्रांसफर किया। तीसरा तरीका है, मैं आपका डीलर हूं, मैं आपसे बात कर रहा हूं और अभी हम डीलर फंड ट्रांसफर इनिशिएट कैसे करेगा। ठीक है, मैंने आपसे बात की, आपको कन्विंस कर दिया कि आज का मार्केट काफी वॉलेटाइल लग रहा है, बजट डे है, आज अपॉर्चुनिटीज काफी अपने को मिलने वाली है, और बातचीत के दौरान ये हो गया तय कि 2 लाख हमको ट्रांसफर करना है। तो एज अ डीलर मैं ही अपने बैंकिंग पोर्टल पे जाके, जो मैंने डीलर को एक्सेस दिया है, वहां पे कस्टमर के आईडी के सामने अमाउंट डाल रहा हूं, यहाँ पे अमाउंट डाल रहा हूं और सबमिट कर रहा हूं। जैसे ही सबमिट करूंगा, कस्टमर को, ये अब कस्टमर का इंटरफेस है, कस्टमर को उसके मोबाइल बैंकिंग ऐप पे नोटिफिकेशन आ गया, एंड ऑन क्लिकिंग ऑन द नोटिफिकेशन, द कस्टमर अगेन जस्ट नीड्स टू पुट द एम पिन, put his own narration. If he wants to put a narration, he can put his own narration, and then the money moves immediately, right? So advantage इसमें क्या है कि डीलर फंड ट्रांसफर इनिशिएट कर रहा है, तो कस्टमर को ये पूरा नरेशन लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है, डीलर ही सब कुछ लिख के तैयार नरेशन, तैयार अमाउंट सब दे सकता है, और कस्टमर को सिर्फ और सिर्फ एम पिन डाल के ऑथराइज करना है। तो कस्टमर के वो 2-3 स्टेप्स जो होते हैं, आपसे IFSC कोड लेने के, आपके बैंक अकाउंट डिटेल्स लेने के, और फिर होप करना कि वो सही बैंक अकाउंट डिटेल्स ही है, वो सब यहाँ पे इशू नहीं है। और ये तीसरा तरीका हमने देखा जहाँ पे वो फंड ट्रांसफर कस्टमर कर रहा है थ्रू द डीलर। तो डीलर कर रहा है, कस्टमर आपके पोर्टल पे कर रहा है, और कस्टमर हमारे बैंक के पोर्टल पे कर रहा है। आज ये तीनों चीज, अगेन वी आर द ओनली बैंक, even the bank-led brokers today don't have this facility where the customer goes to the mobile banking app and transfers funds to their bank-led broker, right? And this is the most important, right? Because this is something that works like a power of attorney without being a power of attorney, which means it is as seamless from a transaction standpoint. It is as seamless as a power of attorney from the customer standpoint, but it is also more secure. It is easily revocable, and it is for a limited period. So let's see what this is. Again, a revolutionary offering by NSDL Bank. And this is the last section of our presentation also. यहाँ पे जैसे हमने देखा, लिंक ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट पे कस्टमर ने क्लिक किया अपने मोबाइल बैंकिंग ऐप में, वहां पे 2 ऑप्शन होते हैं, या तो कस्टमर फंड एलोकेट करे, या तो आपके फेवर में एक ई मैंडेट सेट कर दे। तो उसने सेट ई मैंडेट पे क्लिक किया। द मोमेंट ही क्लिक्स ऑन सेट ई मैंडेट, व्हाट इज एन ई मैंडेट, वो थोड़ा बेसिक इंग्लिश में कस्टमर को समझा देंगे। एंड देन द कस्टमर क्लिक्स अग्रीज टू द टर्म्स एंड कंडीशंस, सेट्स गोज ऑन, सेट्स ई मैंडेट, पुट्स इन द अमाउंट, पुट्स इन द वैलिडिटी, कितने दिन का उसको देना है, मैक्सिमम 90 डेज है इसमें। अभी वो हायर दिख रहा होगा, बट अभी उसको हमने चेंज किया है, ये 90 डेज का रहेगा ऑन अ हायर साइड। एंड देन कस्टमर कैन ऑब्वियसली कीप गोइंग टू द मोबाइल ऐप एंड ही कैन कीप रिन्यूइंग इट। तो उसने क्यूमुलेटिव अमाउंट सेट कर दी, टर्म सेट कर दिया, और ये करने के बाद फिर जो हम बात कर रहे हैं एमपिन डालने की, वो सब खत्म हो जाएगी टू दैट क्यूमुलेटिव, टू द लिमिट ऑफ द क्यूमुलेटिव अमाउंट। तो अगर समझ लीजिए मैंने एक 10 लाख का क्यूमुलेटिव लिमिट आपके फेवर में सेट कर दिया है, तो एज अ डीलर जब मैं आपसे बात कर रहा हूं, तो फिर कस्टमर को बार बार फंड मूव नहीं करना है, क्योंकि ई मैंडेट उसने दे के रखा है। तो इमीडिएटली वो ऑर्डर डालेगा, हम आपको कंफर्म करेंगे हाँ बैंक में पैसे हैं, आप ऑर्डर डाल सकते हो, उसमें कस्टमर को कोई एमपिन डालना नहीं है। एंड एट द सेम टाइम कस्टमर को जब चाहिए वो मोबाइल बैंकिंग ऐप में आके उसको रिवोक भी कर सकता है, गिविंग अ 7 day नोटिस। ठीक है, सो नेक्स्ट वन सुनील। So these are some of the advantages. हमारे साथ जुड़ने से आप ये सब एडवांटेज तो ही हैं, मतलब 3 तरीके फंड ट्रांसफर करने के, 3 तरीके अकाउंट ओपनिंग करने के, कॉस्ट सेविंग्स है, रेवेन्यू अर्निंग अपॉर्चुनिटीज है, मल्टीपल प्रोडक्ट्स है जो आप हमारे साथ कर सकते हो। और कस्टमर आपका जब भी हमारे ऐप पे इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल पे कर रहा है, रिचार्ज करा रहा है, या कुछ भी करे, म्यूचुअल फंड करे, इंश्योरेंस करे, मोस्ट ऑफ द अर्निंग्स दैट वी गेट फ्रॉम एनीथिंग दैट ही डज विल बी पास टू यू, as long as we know that he's your customer, which will obviously which we will know once you set up the 3-in-1 linkage on the portal that we provide to the broker and the DP. And these are the multiple products that you can do. We don't have time right now, otherwise I would have spent another 10-15 minutes talking about how you could also tie up with us for micro ATM business, for DMT business, because these are businesses which are growing many-fold and exponentially in the last few months. And if you go by the trends, it's very clear that these businesses will continue growing many-fold even in the coming times, which means when you tie up with a bank like us, we open up a whole plethora of products, a whole plethora of revenue earning opportunities for the DP partners and for the brokers that we are going to be working with. Yeah, so next one. The usual टेक सपोर्ट आपको देंगे जब भी आपको कोई API इंटीग्रेशन हमारे साथ करने हैं. We have a very strong tech setup, so we will obviously do that for you. We will train your staff on how to use the assisted app for account opening, how to use the portal for moving the funds. आपका डीलर भी ऑटो पे रिक्वेस्ट कस्टमर के लिए सेटअप कर सकता है. अगर मैं आपका डीलर हूं, आप मेरे कस्टमर हो, मैं 90 days 50 lakhs का एक रिक्वेस्ट सेट कर दूंगा जो आपको नोटिफिकेशन के तौर पर जाएगा. You will click on the notification, you will put your MPIN and the e-mandate will be set up in your favor. So e-mandate भी सेटअप करने के दो तरीके हैं. या तो कस्टमर खुद मोबाइल बैंकिंग ऐप पे आके कर ले, या आपका डीलर इनिशिएट कर दे और कस्टमर उसको पढ़ के समझ कर ऑथराइज कर दे और वो e-mandate सेटअप हो जाएगा. That's it from my side. And we can spend whatever time we have. I don't mind spending more than the allotted time. But yeah, so we can spend whatever time we have to take all your questions.
Yeah, there are some questions which are coming in, which probably I thought I will put it over to you.
Awesome.
The maximum limit that a payment bank can keep with them is around 1 lakh rupee. So if the upward limit is 1 lakh rupee, how do you cater to clients who have to transfer funds greater than 1 lakh? How do you manage that kind of a situation?
Okay, sure. So like I said, last 6 months, we've done a lot of work. We have made all these products. So this problem also that you're talking about, this was a problem maybe 6 months back, but we have solved this problem 6 months ago. We have a back-to-back arrangement with another bank. In this case, what happens is the money. So one more clarification. The 1 lakh limitation for a payment bank is only an end of day limitation. During the day, you can transfer money running into several lakhs. That is not an issue at all. End of the day, at 11 o'clock when you go to sleep, through one stroke, I'll move out the excess funds into a partner bank account, so, which can be brought back the next morning. So we have made a very seamless journey. और customer को अलग से कोई bank account खोलना नहीं है. In the journey only that we are doing. जब customer account खोल रहा है, there is one page where the customer also agrees to open back-to-back arrangement. Open a bank account with the back-to-back arrangement that we have with another bank. So that way we have addressed the problem of end of day. I repeat, end of day का problem है ये. During the day, in this account itself, we can have money running into several lakhs. That is not an issue at all. End of day, the money moves to the partner bank, which again, the customer can bring back the next moment. The next day in the morning. Another thing to add here is, अगर समझ लीजिए मेरे पास, so अगर सुनील अगर हम वो दिखा सकते हैं जहाँ पे वो कैसे दिखता है, available with NSDL, available with partner bank. If you can just show that screen also from your mobile banking app, will be great.
I will just try to project it.
Just try to project it. तो इसमें एक और चीज है, मतलब it is seamless, sir. So while a balance with NSDL in the morning would be 1 lakh, balance with partner bank, let's say, is 9 lakh rupees. But from the customer, he'll be shown balance with NSDL, balance with partner bank, total available balance. तो customer को सिर्फ total available balance पे ध्यान देना है, because when he's transacting and when he's trying to transfer 7 lakhs, customer को पहले जाके वो बैंक से यहाँ लाने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. So for the customer, his single source of truth or his single source of interface is only NSDL bank app. उसको और कहीं नहीं जाना है. वो NSDL bank app से 7 लाख ट्रांसफर करेगा, and at the back end through APIs, we straight away move the funds. And for the customer, it is very seamless. तो customer को ऐसा नहीं कि पहले वहां से यहाँ लाना है और यहाँ से मूव होगा. वो एक ही स्ट्रोक में थ्रू APIs मूव हो जाता है. तो कस्टमर को अपना ट्रांजैक्शन करना है, 7 लाख उसको मूव करना है ब्रोकर के पास, तो इमीडिएटली कर सकता है, एंड थ्रू दैट API the fund will move.
Yeah. The second question that is coming forward is, you are offering 4% as the interest rate for the amount of money that is standing with you or that is lying with you. And at the end of the day, you are transferring any amount greater than 1 lakh rupee to your partner bank account. Are they also going to pay the same rate of interest of 4%, or is it going to depend on your partner bank, or there is not going to be any interest on that?
No. So of course there will be an interest, and it will obviously be decided as per the policy of the partner bank. So when we did this tie-up, they were offering in the region of 5%. Right now, their interest rate is about 3.5. So for the 1 lakh, he's getting 4%. Anything over 1 lakh, at this point, he will get 3.5. And I mean, I don't even mind sharing the name of the partner bank here. So our partner bank in this case is Kotak Bank.
Okay. One more question that is coming forward is, in as much as you are offering 4% as interest rate for amount that is lying in the savings bank account, there are other commercial banks like IDFC First who are offering as much as 7% on their savings bank current account. So how do you rate them in terms of, you know, they are offering a better interest vis-a-vis what you are offering?
I think that's completely internal to the bank. I mean, they obviously do their NIM calculations, they do their cost of capital calculations, and I mean, they are offering. I know they are offering a slightly higher. It's not 7%. I don't think it is 7% anymore, and there also it is layered. So for the first lakh, it's much lower, and from the first lakh to there are obviously steps there. So from the first lakh to I think it is 2 lakh or 3 lakh. I'm not sure. The rate shoots up. And then it again comes back down. So for example, Kotak also, it is not 3.5% evenly spread. So for the first 1 lakh, they offer 3%, 3.5%. Above 1 lakh to 2 lakhs, I think it is 4.5% or 5%, and then it comes down. So I mean, IDFC, yes, you're right. But for foreign IDFC that you pointed out, there is obviously ICICI, HDFC, Axis that are at 3%, SBI which is at 2.75%, Fino and Paytm that are offering 6 and 7%, even Airtel Payment Bank have already brought down their interest rate to 2.75 and 3% in the last 3 or 4 months. So IDFC, yes, as things stand today, they are offering a higher rate. But how long will they continue offering is anyone's guess. And I wouldn't want to hazard a guess there. So yeah, I mean, but so for every IDFC, there are obviously a whole lot of banks that are offering much lower. So that's all I can say on what IDFC is doing.
See, you are opening a savings bank account, current account bank, BSBD account. Probably you are not collecting any charges for transactions that are categorized as BSBD account. But are you charging any transaction charges for your savings account and current account?
So, like I said, to get around this problem. So, like I said, sir, there's most of this product offering that you've seen right now in my presentation. And whatever we've done has come through constant feedback from the broking community only. As regards the charges, in fact, earlier we had a 10,000 minimum balance account, and then the broking community made us understand that since this is a new relationship, the client will have issues, opening a new bank account and having this cognitive load of trying to maintain another set of balances, which is why for the broking community, we've made it a zero balance account. There are no charges on non-maintenance of balances, because obviously it's a zero balance account. Secondly, on the NEFT, obviously there are no charges. So whenever he does any NEFT transfer, there are no charges. For IMPS, obviously there will be charges, and that again will be ranging from 2.5 rupees to 15 rupees, depending upon what is the amount that is transferring. This is only for the zero balance account. If you take our premium account, which is the 10,000 and 25,000 variant, so there those charges are waived off. So on IMPS also, I'm not charging anything on the 25,000 account. For the zero balance account, there are charges on IMPS, but UPI, obviously we are guided by whatever NPCI tells us to do. So our charges are going to be no different from what the other banks are levying, which in any case is zero today. So UPI, there are no charges. NEFT, there are no charges. Anything that you do on the platform, for the most part, there are no charges. Just that IMPS is the only one that I can think of that there are charges on the zero balance account.
And is this payment gateway of NSDL, is it only for retail individual clients, or is it also good enough for broking community or to brokers?
So, sorry, I missed the second part of the question.
I said, is this banking payment gateway bank is only for small individuals or individuals, or it would be helpful even to the broking community, the brokers?
So absolutely, it will be useful for everyone. In fact, we are trying to make a salary proposition, and very shortly we'll come back to you and make a pitch for getting all your salary accounts also moved to the payment bank. Because like I said, this is just like any other bank account. The only thing we don't offer today, and that's a conscious call, because of the economies of scale involved there and the cost elements involved there. The only thing that I don't offer vis-a-vis the universal commercial bank is a check facility. So check facility is the only thing that I don't offer today. I am offering you a debit card, international debit card, MasterCard, international debit card. I am offering all other things that any other mobile banking app offers. So there is nothing that you cannot do with me, which you can do with HDFC, Axis, ICICI, SBI. There's nothing that you cannot do, except, of course, writing checks. So that's the only thing that differentiates me from the universal commercial banks today. But very shortly, I can also take a call of introducing check facility. That'll be a big call. And I don't think as an entity, we want to take that call in the next 1 year. But to answer your question very crisply, think of this bank account just like any other bank account.
Is there any charges for a debit card? And are you flexible enough to reduce the charges on a case-to-case basis?
So, sir, debit card again, debit card depends on the variant that you take. So if you've taken the 25,000 variant, we are okay to obviously being flexible on the charges, reducing it. In a few cases, waiving it also if the balance is maintained are slightly higher. However, for the zero balance card right now, we have a charge of, the ballpark number is around 500 rupees. That again will depend on the card you take, because we have RuPay, we have Visa, we have MasterCard. And so you depends upon which card you take, the charges will vary. But there's nothing that stops me from being flexible. So we can always discuss case-to-case basis. If the customers are giving us enough revenue for the relationship, we can always look at reducing the charges.
Okay. These are the questions that I have received from some of the webinars. Is there any questions that I have left out? If there are anything, can you please intervene to say that so that I can put those questions? Apparently, there are no more questions. So thank you very much, Mr. Ashutosh Singh and to Mr. Prashant for having addressed the webinar. And very few, very interesting concepts that you have brought in, which is for the first time in the industry. That is, brokers can ask for transfer of funds. I think I have not heard of this in any other platform, which probably has been brought out by NSDL Payments Bank. Then segregation of brokers' transaction when a transaction sheet is given to a chartered accountant is something very good. It is not required for a chartered accountant to know if I paid my electricity bills or if I paid any out of pocket expenses. I think he is more concerned about transactions that I do on the stock market. And if this could be segregated and given to a chartered accountant, it's a very good feature that has been introduced by NSDL Payment Bank. And a very good feature that I can see in the NSDL Bank payment gateway is the power of attorney, that a mandate can be given by a client to a broker in terms of how much money can be allocated to him for the transaction over a period of time. And I take it with caution that power of attorney, let it be for demat account or for banking account, is going to be a thing of the past. I think as soon as brokers move over to a digital platform and ensure that funds are transferred, I think the faster they do it, the better it is going to be for the community. So it was a very interesting session with you, sir, and we really
just one thing, just one thing.
Yeah.
I think you have summarized it very crisply, and you almost sounded like a payment bank employee. So that's the kind of. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It was a very interactive session. I am very sure that all our webinar participants would have benefited from this interactive session that we had with you. Thank you very much for all your help in this. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.